You are going to hear two things from me. I will say runners ready, runners set. You will hear the air horn. When you hear the air horn, that's your cue to start. Here we go. Runners ready, runners set. And our 29th Race for the Cure in Northwest Ohio is off to an amazing start. Look at all these ladies and gentlemen out here running in. Keep it going, guys. Hey, Vince,
Energetic out here this morning, let me tell you, and it's so great. We saw the runners get going. We know that John Birchfield is out there, our meteorologist.
He always runs, yeah.
We saw Amy Steigerwald as well.
Right, so great to see so many people out here. Obviously, they're on their way. It's a little bit of a bottleneck at first, but we know runners like to eventually, if they have the ability, pull out ahead, and that is going to happen. But what a sight, just to feel the emotion of it, especially if you're one of the survivors who is running in this 5K.
And then the survivors, they walk right after the runners too. So we're going to see that. We see the walkers going as well. It's really exciting. This is what people have come here for. To get
it is,
for
and
this.
our colleague Dan Cummins loves to be at Promenade Park for this every year because he knows he gets to talk to the first runners coming through. Not easy to do because they have one mission, which is to run and maybe win that race. So Dan, we know you're about a block away from where the race started. I'm sure you're already seeing some go by.
Yeah, we're a block and a half up, and already it was so funny. John Birchfield, our weather guy, was number 2 in the race when it started off. Now, a lot of times if you're in a pack like this, you're what's called a rabbit. You want to get out to a really good start and get ahead of the crowd. That way things thin out. You're not getting pushed around, because back in the pack here, this is kind of tough to run. We're going to have about 6,000 runners here today. And every once in a while you see somebody, well, there's the tutus, there they go. Some really creative costumes. Everybody's in an upbeat mood today. Being around friends, family, just a running community in Toledo, and having a great time.
Hi everybody, we're doing just fine. Appearance of Trent Croce, ace reporter at WTOL.
A lot of smiling faces. Dogs? Yeah, the best part of the race is the start and the finish when we get also the walkers coming up. Here's some walkers, costumes. Let's go to Diane Phillips, who's elsewhere on the course.
I'm actually here still in Survivors Village because though a lot of our runners and walkers are a bit busy right now, we have volunteers that make events like this important, and it's really volunteers of all ages. So I actually have quite a few volunteers this morning, and tell me what schools you guys are from and what grades you guys are in.
Yeah, so we're all members of the Ottawa Hills cross country team, and we're just really happy to be here to support. We know some people who are survivors, and we just thought it was a really great cause and had a lot of fun volunteering today.
Hey, is this your first time volunteering as a group?
Yeah.
What have you been doing and helping out with this morning?
Yeah, so we were running these tables back here, which we had gifts for survivors, kind of celebrate them. So we had like scarves, magnets, stuff like that.
And then we were handing out these like afterwards.
Okay, and then I also saw some of your faces in the parades, correct?
Yeah, we were holding the signs during the Survivor Parade.
Hey, what has been your favorite part so far of the race?
I think for me, just like listening to all the people's stories and like getting to know people is really fun.
Yeah, like I was holding the sign for the 35-year plus survivors. So the woman that I walked with, she had been a survivor for 42 years. So getting to hear her story was pretty cool.
Right. A lot of these stories are very inspirational, and I assume you'll be back next year, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, and then what are you guys able to help out even after the race with some projects that are going on?
Yeah, I think we might. We're kind of waiting for our next job right now.
All right, well, that's okay. Then we can have a little bit of fun as well. But thank you for volunteering. And of course, there's still a lot more going on, even though that the race is going. So let's check in with Tim and Tiffany. I know they're keeping an eye on things. Good morning.
Good morning again, Diane. So great to hear from those who are participating this morning in either the walk or the run. We do want to mention, we talk so much about the race and how fun it is, but the money raised today goes to a lot of great things. It funds research to cover more treatments, try to find more treatments, vital patient services like breast cancer screenings. We talk so much about how that's where it begins. Get yourself screened. You can either find out you're okay or find out there's a problem in the first place, as well as patient navigations. It can be tough when you get a diagnosis to not know what to do, who to talk to. And it's nice to know that those services are here. Northwest Ohio has one of the greatest areas in the country for what that next step is.
And you know, I spoke with Monica Riley. This race is in celebration of her, and she talked about the information that Susan G. Komen was able to give here. That's what she got. She didn't know where to go. She didn't know what to do. This was her first and only diagnosis. And so the information that they were able to provide really helped her throughout this process. She is so grateful for that. And when you talk about the survivors, there are 3.8 million breast cancer survivors or people living with breast cancer in the United States. We're just seeing a few of them here, right? When you compare the numbers, but this is just so important. I mean, we all know someone impacted by breast cancer. I can't imagine that there's a person out there who doesn't. And so this is really hits home, I think, for all of us.
Some kind of connection for sure out there. We do want to let you know that Defender has a very special role in the race this morning as the pace car. If we can take a look at Defender out there, just kind of leading the way as we go on this route from Summit Street and then around downtown. We were in Defender for the Jeep Fest just a few weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. But just knowing that it's great to have such a role here. And we're so grateful that Susan G. Komen gives us such a great responsibility in this.
Yeah, definitely. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.